Good morning, everybody. John here at Havoc Maker Studio, and we got a lot to talk about today. So I should be having two videos to up today in regards to some gaming news. One super positive and really super exciting. I'm already kind of getting giddy, even getting into it. And the other one, I'm getting itchy here thinking about it's going to be critical, and it's well-deserved criticism. So I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. But I'm going to try to be positive with that criticism in that second video. So let's just get into this one. This is a good one. So I have been critical of pretty much anybody, any game company, because I'm reporting on the news, I'm giving my opinion on that news, and kind of doing an analysis of things. And I've done that with Atomic Mass Games repeatedly. Largely, I would say in the 95% range, maybe 90%. I'll go ahead and lower that a little bit. I've been positive, and with a 10% edgy hot takes and criticism stuff. And it's usually minor things. They're the way that they handle business, largely super positive. I mean, I would say almost 100% positive. They're almost every single model is gorgeous and perfect. Couple tweaks here and there, but man, they nailed on the head. So it's hard to be mean critical. It's just critical. I'm not sure if that's a thing. At any rate, so since February 21st of this year, that was the last day we've had no content. So really, starting February 22nd to today, April 20, we've had no Atomic Mass Games Marvel Crisis Protocol updates. Okay, and by updates, I mean, hey, here is new content of some sort. I'm not going to count the FAQ and errata, but if we did, okay, so instead of going 60 days, we went about 45 days with nothing. Regardless, it was a very long drought. Now we're getting updates for X-Wing and Legion. We already got those this week and last week, and I think the week before. And finally, we've got some updates for Marvel Crisis Protocol, and it's about time. And the way that they're doing this is the way I was just literally talking about. Hey, you guys should probably do this. So either they're listening to me, which is awesome. Please, I'll sign an NDA saying that I'm not working with you guys in the background or anything like that. Talk to me, because I know that there's at least one person watching. I know who you are. At any rate, so I said that, actually, I think it's a couple times, that what they should do when they've got content to give out, but they've got to save it up for, an event or maybe for the release window of the product. At the very least, do what Games Workshop does. For all their faults, Games Workshop does the rumor engine, which weekly or every few weeks, maybe even monthly, let's be generous, say every week. Really, I think it's about every other week. They give out a snippet of a miniature, just like a little part, like maybe a boot or a backpack, maybe a wisp of hair or something like that, which is great because that keeps us, the consumers, engaged with them on their webpage, which Atomic Mass Games needs to update the webpage, be a little bit more involved in updating it than what they are right now. But also their Facebook and their Instagram, that's where really they engage us. And, if they would just do that a little bit more often, then we wouldn't have a problem. So what did they do? Well, this is what they did. About an hour ago, look at this silhouette of two characters, and that's that little not pitchfork, but tuning fork type thing in the background is from the Thanos miniature. That is his throne diorama that goes along with the, if you want to use it as a terrain piece, really, but also for the ultimate encounter with him. Now, this post says, "Minds will never be the same." Like mines, not mines like step on, but really like type mines. So speculations have run rampant already, and where people are saying, "Oh, it's going to be Mantis and Moondragon." it's going to be Professor X and Emma Frost, maybe Professor X and Psylocke, or the ones which I was really excited about. One of my waifus, Supergiant from the Black Order, or Black Swan. But I'm going to tell you guys right now, looking at the silhouette, those of you that are hoping that that's Professor X, those to me, and I could be wrong, but those to me look like female silhouettes. I could be wrong, but the female forms. I doubt Professor X is in there. And judging by it, probably not Emma Frost or Psylocke. Psylocke, I imagine, is going to be like some dynamic pose with her katana. And Emma Frost is probably going to be looking spicy. Like she's just walking down the runway with this gorgeous, super spicy outfit. So I doubt it's them, doubt it's Professor X, but those other four, it holds weight for multiple reasons, because all of them have, in some fashion or form or fashion, have entangled with or worked alongside Thanos. So let's take a look at the speculation. So I'm not going to do full in-depth lore for these characters. I want to wait until we see for sure, and then we'll do a nice lore dive for these characters and talk about what we might be able to see on the tabletop. But at least right now we can talk about them, what I think they are. So I think this one is Mantis, and I think the costume is going to be something similar to her Guardians of the Galaxy costume, like in the comics Guardians of the Galaxy, not MCU Guardians of the Galaxy, and her original costume. Now, why do I think this is going to be her? Well, the Mantis in the comics, and not so much in the MCU. In the MCU, she's really just kind of like hate to say it, she's a toss away, throwaway character there for whatever reason. They really have not tapped into her potential. What is her potential? Well, she is a telepath, a very powerful telepath with a variety of mental powers and attacks and defenses and such. Some of those similar to what the MCU version does, where, she can touch and inspire, or not inspire, but do like a telepathic, sensual type attack, or not even sensual, really emotional attack. She's a empath, which when you combine those two together is really awesome. She was able to do astral projection, and when she is astrally projecting, her empathic abilities are heightened to like major superhuman degree. I mean, it's hard to even kind of regulate that, but all of her, since she's dropped off her physical form, all of her mental abilities are superhumanly enhanced. So we could see something like that pop up. All right. Now, on top of that, I don't know how they're going to play this in, but she does have a couple other psychic abilities like chlorokinesis, where she can control vegetation, pyrokinesis to a limited effect, and precognition, which is definitely going to be really helpful in avoiding attacks. Enhanced durability. We know she can, her mental and physical durability is higher than the average person. Self-healing, cloaking, and one of the most important thing is she, since the very beginning in the 70s, she is I can't say so much for the MCU, or let's just forget about the MCU. She is a master martial artist. So she is trained to do hit pressure points, nerve strikes, all that sort of thing. She's strong enough, or skilled enough, really not strong enough, but skilled enough to stun or take down people like Thor, literally. So I think that she would definitely be a good support character. I don't see her being a high end, but we'll talk about that if that ends up being who it is. I really, though, looking at the silhouette, I see those tassels coming off more like a scarf, really. I don't know. that's supposed to be like an energy blast or something coming out of, or a psychic blast coming out of her hand. I'm not sure, but I think this is likely who this is. All right. Very likely. So moving on, Moondragon, I think is the other one. I think this one is definitely a done deal. So Moondragon, on the other hand, is an incredibly powerful psychic. I'm talking planetary, cosmic, not maybe not cosmic. Let's say planetary, solar system level of power. Okay, let's put it in other terms. She is known to her psychic powers are known to surpass Charles Xavier, Emma Frost, and of course Jean Grey. We know that she can go toe to toe with Doctor Strange on the mental plane. She can tear through Thanos and Galactus's mental immunities, or barriers, really not immunities. We know she is incredibly powerful when it comes to her telepathic and telekinetic abilities. Really, it's her telepathic abilities that really kind of outshine all of her other ones. Where, for example, like Charles Xavier, for him to reach out and do stuff to everybody's mind across the earth, he needs Cerebro. He needs that device, and it helps amplify his power and reach out. Basically, he needs it. Basically, his helmet hooked to an antenna so he can zap people across the world. She can do it without a device across a solar system. And this is not like, hey, let's go ahead and Mary Sue this in present day, like certain other characters in the Star Wars franchise. But we're talking about, she was doing this back in the 70s and 80s. Before the whole, really, the concept of Mary Sue's really kind of came around. So she has been powerful since the beginning. She also has telekinetic powers, not on the level of certain other characters, really on the low end, but she does have them. She is able to do, it allows her to fly. She can do some concussive blasts, but we're not talking like, this is not her big claim to fame. She also has an ability to, or at least in recent years, has the ability to transform into a dragon. Now, who is she? I do got to point this out, and we'll talk about this if it ends up being her. She is the daughter of Drax the Destroyer, at least in the comics. How does that work out in the MCU and the current version of Drax the Destroyer in the comics? I don't know. We'll talk about that later. I'm going to have to do some deep diving because it's definitely effed up. She's also a master martial artist where she can go toe-to-toe with like Captain America and Psylocke. So she's no schmuck. My guess, and I know I don't want to talk too much about the characters and their abilities on the tabletop, but I have a feeling she's going to be on a large base, like a 55 millimeter base, and she is going to be a high cost, probably a 5, maybe a 4, but I have a feeling she'll be a 5 versus the Mantis 3. Now, with that being said, I do have to give an honorable mention to the other two. These possibilities just because of the connection to Thanos, but given the silhouette of at least let me back up to the Moondragon. You see the kind of dragon tail silhouette going on in the background. I really think that is Moondragon based on that, because that, if you can follow the cursor, I'm not even sure if it's falling around. I can see her legs are like coming, or they're in the center of that image, pointing down kind of together with one knee up. I think probably the right knee, but you got this dragon tail, probably energy signature that is whipping around her. I'm pretty sure that's Moondragon, but let's go ahead and just assume that it could possibly be Supergiant and Black Swan. You're like, who the F are they? Well, they're the other two members of the Black Order. So it's definitely plausible for us to get all the Black Order and just round out that entire organization. Now, Supergiant, my waifu of of another nature, next to Proxima Midnight, I have a hard time deciding which one that I would risk my life to spend quality time with. But let's go with Supergiant right now because I don't want her to mind zap me. So she has the ability to read and control minds, not only of her own species, but any species. She is that gifted, that powerful. And we'll get into kind of where that plays into effect. Now she has mind control powers. She can not only control the minds, but she can steal and devour, as in one article says, the minds of their victims. She can do psychic possession, not only on an individual, but multiple individuals, which I have not seen on the tabletop or really in the comics outside of, maybe a like super big bad character like Thanos level. She's a psychic entity, guys and gals. She is, and because of this, she is intangible or has intangibility and immunity from all forms of physical damage because she is psychic entity. She's made of psychic energy. It's basically, she is willing her physical form into existence so you guys can see what she looks like. That's how awesome this chick is. Or lady, person, killer, Black Order, mind devourer person. And then the one on the right is Black Swan. Now, Black Swan, yeah, okay, it could be her in the background for sure. I doubt it, but it could be. I'm not going to say no. But who's Black Swan? I'm not going to try to pronounce her alias name, but Black Swan has optic blast. She has superhuman strength. We don't know quite what level her strength is, but we know that she can go toe-to-toe with Heralds of Galactus, which that includes like Silver Surfer, Frankie Ray version of Nova, Terrax, the Terraformer, I think, or I'm not sure what his name is, and of course Ronan the Accuser, and a few others. We know that she does have telepathic abilities, so this could fit into the mind attacking ability that they kind of talk about in the description. But really, her telepathy is about reading minds and communicating. So I'm not quite sure. I really don't think it's her, guys. But she is a telepath, so it would fit into this description. She can also fly and create force fields. Is it her? And is it Black or Supergiant? I don't think so. I really don't. But I want to at least include it. I really am going to say I am adamant, guys and gals, that this is definitely going to be Moondragon and Mantis. So much that if it is not Moondragon and Mantis when we see it eventually, I will add it to the giveaways for that next round of giveaways for the next quarter. So, or the next month, however I end up doing that. I will add that, whatever this box is, if it is not Moondragon and Mantis, I will add it to the box and I'll eat crow, metaphorically speaking, and you guys will get an extra giveaway on top of whatever the next giveaway is. So that's how confident I am this is Moondragon and Mantis. I know it's kind of obvious, really, but I want to at least give you guys a chance that, hey, John was wrong, and at least he owns up to it, and he's going to give us free stuff for it. All right, guys and gals, I've got one more video to put out a little later today, and then tonight, 7 p.m., we're going to be doing a live stream here on YouTube. That link is probably, if you go to my homepage, you should see a live icon, and make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell. That way you'll be reminded of it. And I'll see you guys at 7 p.m. Central Time for us to do a live Q&A, question and answer, for the Marvel Multiverse RPG. And also I'll do a review, my impressions of it. We'll go for about an hour or two, depending on how long it takes for people to get on. And I want to give it a sufficient amount of time. So we're going to be doing that. And I got another critical spicy video that I got to do. I don't have to do, but I'm going to do a little later. At any rate, you guys have yourself a wonderful Wednesday afternoon. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, drop a comment, and I will chat with you all later. See you guys.